Hi, everyone. I'm Shamika Rhymes, and this is Soulibration. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you drop in the comments where you're watching from, because as always, I love to connect with new people. But I thought I would tell you a little bit more about Soulibration because I don't think I did a very good job last week. But here it's obviously here on blackdoctor.org. And Soulibration is a lifestyle show, and it celebrates the art of living fully and authentically. So there's a blend of soulful inspiration and, some deep combos. And each episode will offer you guys a dynamic journey into the realms of wellness, creativity, health, personal growth, and we'll explore mindful practices and other things that will just help you in your journey and tap into your soul. Celebration is really a place that will nourish your mind and body and spirit. And I'm just really, really excited because my goal for every episode is that you take away a nugget that helps to feed your soul. So enough about that. But today I'm so excited because this guy has been on Check the Rhymes many a time, and I'm the host of that as well on YouTube. But it is the Prince of Sophisticated Soul, Will Downing. He's got a career that spans almost 4 decades. He's one of the most versatile and loved voices of our time. I mean, the baritone, y'all, the baritone. If you drop in the comments your favorite Will Downing song, because I don't know about you, but 27 albums later, I can't even pick just one song, but maybe you can. So, he's got songs such as I Go Crazy, Wishing on a Star, I Try, A Million Ways, Sorry and the list goes on and on and on and on. So he is here to talk about his latest release called Soul Rising. It was released back in November, but the story behind that release is really why he's here. So he's going to join me today to talk about how he used music to help heal from a tragic loss. So let me know again in the comments if any of you are dealing with grief, because I know I'm on my own grief journey. So hopefully this will give you kind of some light at the end of the tunnel. So let's bring Will on. Hey, Will, how are you?
All right. What's going on? Hey, listen, I listened to your intro. You didn't give me any credit for naming your show, but don't worry about that. You never paid me for naming your show, but don't worry about that. It's okay. Don't worry about my feelings. I'm gonna be all right.
You will, because you know what? I mention it every other time and everything else. So
I needed it this time while I'm here. Give me my flowers while I'm here.
Let me give Will his flowers right quick.
Okay, hold on. I'll act like I'm not listening.
Okay, all right. So Will Downing is the reason Check the Rhymes is named Check the Rhymes, because he always would say, check the rhyme, yo, for the Tribe Called Quest song. So thank you, Will Downing, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Will Downing.
Oh, you didn't have to say that, but
There are your flowers, sir.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, Will, the title of this is Harmonizing Healing, How Using Music Can Aid in Grief Recovery. Now, you and I have talked about this before. We've both been on this grief journey, obviously different types of losses. So it's just a heavy topic, basically. And your tragic loss happened last January, which would have been 2023. Can you kind of tell us what happened?
Yeah, on January the 11th of 2023, I received a telephone call from my ex-wife letting me know that our daughter had passed away. She was 31 years old, and her name was Aaron Siobhan Downing. And it's a telephone call that no parent ever wants to get. The old saying is, no parent should bury a child. All those adages came into play, and it's something that you're never prepared for. And it's one of those things that you never get over. It's you get hit every day. There's going to be something that's going to be a reminder of her and her life and the good times and the not so good times. But it's one of those things where I always tell people, I said, I get punched in the face every day. No day goes by where it's duck, it's coming. It's at the strangest times you think about her, and it's just one of those things that you're just gonna have to deal with for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I always think about is when people are like, "Oh, it'll get better." And you're like, "No, it doesn't." You learn to adjust and have it in the background, but it doesn't get better. Like, you just learn how to live with a new normal,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess it would be called.
yeah. It's just one of those things. Honestly, no one but except someone who's kind of going through the same thing. And
Mhm,
it's very strange that, like after me, um, I think Ricky Smiley lost his son.
mhm.
And,
Yeah,
Ricky and I are friends, and I ended up calling him, and it
mhm.
was the same sort of thing. It was just like, he's like, "Well, I don't know what to do." I said, "I don't even know what to tell you."
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna tell you that age old lie where things are gonna get better. It will
Mhm.
in time. I would assume it will lessen, but
Right.
you're never gonna forget.
Mhm,
There's always gonna be a reminder, whether you're walking somewhere, you see someone that looks like the person, the loved one in your life,
mhm.
whether it's a song, whether it's it just comes at the strangest times. I mean, and, at least you get a good cry out. Get a good
I
cry
like
in, get a good
yeah,
cry out.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's some of the memories are unbelievably, they're fantastic, and then other
Mhm.
ones are obviously tragic. So
Yeah, well, again, my condolences to you. I know I was probably blowing up your phone every few minutes. "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I think sometimes, you know, people on the outside are like, "I don't know what to do, but I wanna help, but I wanna check on you," you know? So I think what did help or, during the I know probably nothing, but did anything help you in those first few months or even weeks?
well, oddly enough, a few days after she had passed, I think she passed on the 11th, which was I want to say a Tuesday.
Mhm.
I had a show that Friday.
That's
Uh,
right.
yeah, so it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, and I had a show that Friday. So being able to get on stage and to do what I do, and
Mhm.
certainly helped a little.
Mhm.
Um, because if you don't, then you'll just kind of sit there, and
Right.
you'll just sit there and cry,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna say have a pretty party because you're certainly entitled to at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting back on stage, getting back to what I do, certainly helped a lot. Being with my musical family,
Mhm.
folks that came out were certainly very gracious.
Right.
So it was that helped a lot actually, as music always does.
Mhm. Now, was your daughter? I know I've seen a couple of interviews you've done, and I think even on Check the Rhymes, you mentioned that your daughter was struggling with some mental health issues. Can you talk about that?
Well, yeah, she was bipolar.
Mhm.
So um you'd be talking to her, and things would be going really well, and then like you could say one thing, and it's not even anything negative. It's just within the course of the conversation.
Mhm.
Almost imagine like what was it, Goodfellas, when Joe Pesci and the guy says, oh man, you're funny. And
Mhm.
Joe Pesci kind of looks at him like, you're like, what do you mean? Like, ha ha funny? Like, to
Right.
amuse you kind of? So it would
Mhm.
almost be something like that where you'd be
Oh,
talking with her, and one minute it would be one person, and the next minute it was like, okay, all right, calm
oh,
down.
yeah.
That's not what I meant. Or
Yeah.
it would be a situation where she felt like she was never enough, uh,
Mhm.
with her job or with her friends, or whatever that was, and just trying to navigate life.
Mhm.
And the pandemic did not help. The mere fact that she lived alone,
Mhm.
and she couldn't get out, and it was just one of those things where she was going stir crazy inside the house.
Oh,
So it was
yeah.
a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of telephone
Mhm.
calls, and
Mhm.
just to kind of like, it's going to be cool. Like, there's a party going. I want to go. It's like, no, 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 don't do that.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't do that. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it was a lot of that.
Well, mental health is definitely a taboo topic that, Black people just don't talk about a lot. And it's interesting. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. But, obviously your daughter had some mental health issues. But another thing that we don't do is go to therapy.
Right.
So, has all of this, everything that you've been through, have you done traditional talk therapy or are you just using music as your therapy?
Well, I didn't do the traditional route, and I probably should, because and probably said that to you last time
Mhm.
that we were speaking, that I was going to. And you can do it online these days. It's
Yeah.
not like the old days, or the idea that people have in their heads where you lie on a couch and
Mhm.
and you just start blabbing. So
Right.
it's more than that. I have spoken with people, but I haven't gone on a consistent basis to say that I'm in therapy. But it's something that I should do. And music isn't the only outlet. The one thing that came out of the tragedy is that you realize that this life thing is real.
Mhm.
All those old sayings that life is short, live every day like it's your last. You know, y- you have to really take that into account, and it
Yeah.
also makes you realize that, like, your work and the things that you think that you really are
Mhm.
it's a lot more to you than that. It's a lot more to you than work.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of realize that you need balance in your life. So that's something that I always tell people as they get a little older. Like, money ain't everything, work is
Mhm.
not everything.
Right.
Live your life, because you never know what's
Mhm.
going to happen. All the things that I thought about in my life, that I thought were going to happen, they say man plans and God laughs.
Right.
It's kind of like, I'm going to do this, and by this age I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have this, and I'm going
Mhm.
to, and then none of it happens.
Right.
Like,
He'd been
yes.
laughing at me.
Oh, he laughs at all of us. He laughs at all of us. But yeah, I mean, you just have to live your life to the fullest.
Yeah. You guys, if you have questions, please drop them in the comments. While Will is here to answer your questions. You don't want to miss this opportunity, because I don't let you ask them on Check the Rhymes. I'm just kidding.
Listen, we get on Check the Rhymes, we get to talk about Carvel ice cream, and
Right. Don't do that. Don't do that here.
I can't do that on this platform.
Don't do that here.
Yeah, they already know about Carvel. Okay, let me tell you about Carvel.
No, 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 no. Ice cream is good. Period. So one of the things that came out of this is something that you said. I'm really, I'm not gonna make another album for a while. And then I get a text. Have you heard my new single? Have you heard my new album? And I'm like, wait a minute. When did you have time to do all this?
Well, you got to cut me a break on this one, or at least for the
Okay.
last one, for the Soul
I'm
Rising.
gonna give you a break. I'm gonna give you a break.
That's very Black of you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Uh,
Soul
in this
Rising.
case,
Soul Rising.
in,
How
in,
did that come about?
in this case, it came about out of the tragedy,
Mhm.
or at least pieces of it came out of the tragedy. I had to, honor my daughter in some sort of way, and also to get out what was on my chest, how I felt about her and honoring her life. So I had written a song called "Till We Meet Again,"
Mhm.
and then that led to another song, that led to another song, that led to another one, and before you know it, we had seven cuts, and I had someone do an art depiction of my daughter, and that's
Mhm.
what we used as an album cover.
Mhm.
And next thing you know, we had an album.
Yeah, that cover is amazing. It's beautiful.
Well, it's strange because I had told the artist about one thing and what I wanted and what I envisioned, and told him, obviously, the basis behind the record, and the
Mhm.
premise behind it, and the base of what the record was going to be about. And he sent me that.
Mhm.
And as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is great, but
Yeah.
this ain't what I asked for. And then as I kept looking at it, and then he kind of explained his side of the story, and being an artist,
Mhm.
what he envisioned, and it all
Mhm.
made sense. So it all tied in. And it's probably one of the most beautiful covers that I've ever done. And I've done, as you can see behind you, those are just a few of them, but I've done quite a few covers. But this is probably the one closest to my heart.
Is that 27 back there? Is that
Well, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there's a bunch of them over there too.
I
So
mean, show your
I don't
resume.
know. I ain't good looking. I ain't good looking and smart like you, Shamika. I got to keep making music, and and do the
Well,
best I can with what I got.
well, I see the comments are a lot of people are. There was one that said they missed you on the wind down. They're wanting to know. Where is it? Is it coming back? They didn't say that. I just added that part.
Okay, great. Yeah, now you're
You're welcome.
embellishing,
Yeah.
starting to fight. I just took a break from the wind down because I needed a break.
Yeah.
It was work has been plentiful. How about that?
Mhm. Mhm.
And we've been working like quite a bit. And then when I would come home every weekend, I'd be dog tired, and then it'd be like, "Hey, turn the show on, turn the show on. I need the show. I need that show." And I had to
Oh.
turn the show on by like midweek. And then sometimes physically, I was just beat to crap.
Mhm.
And then I'd have to leave right after that and go perform again. So, it served a purpose. It was a great outlet for new up and coming artists, for a platform that they could be played on.
Mhm.
We had a lot of fun on the show. I did the show for Jesus. I did the show from 2008 until 2000. What, I ended in 24 sometimes. So that's a long time.
That is. That is. So
Yeah.
maybe next year he'll say, "I need a break," and the next year he'll be like, "Did you hear my new
Well,
down?"
and listen, these days you always have to keep reinventing yourself. So who knows? I might bring the wind down back. You never know. But right now, I've got my hands full with tour dates and working on album number 28 and
Mhm.
keeping busy and doing guest spots on other people's records. So I'm busy. I'm
Okay.
busy. I ain't complaining.
Okay.
I'm busy.
Okay. Well, besides your own music, creating your own music, were there any other specific songs or music that you turned to during your, or even when you are triggered by grief? Or, I know for me, I went back to them old school, like worship songs,
Right.
like old, I can't think of his name right now, but he just stands there one spot, don't move, and sings.
Oh, that sounds like me.
Oh, you do a two-step here and there. He didn't even move.
Listen, there's something about an amazing lyric um, that can work miracles in your life and touch your heart in every
Mhm,
way possible. Um, my daughter's favorite artist, she always tried to get me to listen to Masego.
mhm.
And Masego had, Tadao, I think was probably like one of his biggest songs.
Yeah.
But he was also part of that song Yams. So when she passed away, I kind of, really kind of engulfed myself in his music. And it just made me feel closer to her in an artistic way. So she always loved his music. And, so I went there. And then for myself, I have artists that I just love, 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 like your Donny Hathaways or your DJ Rogers,
Mhm.
or your Rance Allen. I don't know if that's who you were speaking of when you were
Yeah, I
speaking.
listen to him too, but no, it's
Yeah,
it's an older
yeah.
guy. It's like his first name is Lee. What's his name? Lee, dark-skinned fella, Lee
But
something. Huh?
a vocalist, or there was
Yeah,
Lee
he's
Morgan,
a
a trumpeter,
he
lead
might have been part
Morgan.
of a choir. I don't know, but his name is Lee. He sang.
Okay.
I was just listening to it before I got on
Agatha? No, let me stop.
here. I'll have to look it up and send it to you because I
Okay.
can't think of his last name.
All right. Lee. Now, see, you can't do stuff like that. I'll sit up till 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna call you at like 2:30 in the morning. Lee Johnson.
Right. Try again. Well, you already answered my next question was how you incorporate music into your routine because you're performing all the time, recording all the time, and listening to different artists. Have you noticed any changes in your emotional well-being during your healing journey?
Well, I think that lyrics mean more to me now.
Hmm.
Um, and there are certain songs that are hits of mine that are about her. Or she's part of it. Like the
Wow.
song "Sorry I." Uh,
Uh-huh.
song starts off with, "I'm writing this letter to say what's on my mind. First, how are you doing? I hope you and the kids are all right." So
Hmm.
the kids that I'm speaking of,
Yeah.
speaking of my son and her. So
Hmm.
when I'm singing that song, like I gotta catch myself. You
Yeah.
I'm singing outside. I hope you and the kids. It's like, All right.
Mhm.
It's like it
Yeah.
just, the songs mean more. Um, when I was recording, um, she would sometimes come to the studio either with me or in some
Mhm.
cases, she was sitting on my lap while I was recording,
Mhm.
so it's like it just
Aw.
takes you right there. And
Yeah.
it makes you feel connected,
Mhm.
makes you feel great. And then obviously there's the tragic part of it, but I tend to lean more towards the happier times than the sad ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and she had come to the studio when I was working on, I can't remember which album it is. Maybe like, I'm sorry, I'm looking over here trying to look at which one it could have been. Maybe like Romantique or The Song Garden. And we were in the studio and there was a little section in there when we were recording. There was like, 16 measures that were completely empty. She was like, you want me to give you 16 off the dome? So, and, and by no means was she a rapper. But she, she's like, you want me to give you 16 off the dome, Dad? So I always think about that when someone says, yeah,
Aw.
we got 16 measures, what are you going to do? I was like, it always just hits me like, if Siobhan were here, she said she'd give me 16 off the dome. Like,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
it's a great feeling. It really is. It's a beautiful feeling.
So we have a comment from Jay Shantina. I don't want to mess up your last name, but she
Oh
says,
yeah.
I agree. Lyrics soothes my soul when I need to space out and feel closer to the one person I'll miss from this earth forever. Yeah, same. Same.
She's a sweetheart. She was a very loyal listener to the Wind Down, and she would always make comments like that. If I played a song, she would always, and when I'm talking about her, the woman
Yeah.
that just made the comment, she would always say, something insightful like that. So yeah, good to see her on this end.
Viola, you are right. It is Lee Williams and the spiritual QCs. Thank you. So Will is not bothering me at 2:30 in the morning.
I'm gonna call you anyway. I'm gonna say sing a piece of that Lee Williams song. Give me a little piece of that.
You better Google it or look it up on YouTube.
Now, so okay, well, I'm gonna flip it a little bit.
Okay.
What is it about Lee Williams that connects you with what is it that he sung or the way he sung it that sort of connects you with someone that you love or miss?
So the reason I found him, so my granddad passed away a little over a year ago. Um, but when he was in the hospital, he just kept singing. Wouldn't really talk. He'd talk a little bit, but he just kept singing old hymns that ain't nobody heard. Like, I mean, granted, he was born in 1928. So, and he kept repeating trouble in my mind, trouble in my way. And so I was like, what is this song? So I just went on YouTube and found Lee Williams and the spiritual QCs. And the song was Trouble in My Way. And so that one I just played over and over. I don't know if that was what he was trying to sing or not, but that one just brought me a lot of comfort. So I listened to that one every day, pretend I'm in the choir behind him singing,
Well, yeah. You were way in the back.
Right.
Way,
way in the back.
way in the back.
That's right.
But it's funny how songs like that, regardless of when they were recorded, even though it might be a much older song, like a good lyric will last forever. Like
Absolutely.
like songs like I Won't Complain. I've had my good days, and it's just like you hear it and it hits you right here and it hits you here as well. And you realize that for as bad as things are, it ain't that bad. And I ain't gonna complain because I know someone out there in the world has it a lot worse than I do.
Yep.
So, a great lyric, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to transcend time. It ain't about, it ain't sexy red.
I was trying not to laugh this whole time. I'm so glad that moment was not when I decided to take a sip of water.
Lee Williams, Sexy Red.
Right.
Who am I going to listen to?
We only got
Will. Sexy Red, I guess, and her lyrics might mean something to someone, but like a Lee Williams.
Yes.
or I Won't Complain, or like I said, folks like DJ Rogers, when he sings a song called Beulah Jean. And it's just like, funny title to a song, but you listen to that lyric and you can kind of liken it to things that are going on in your life, and it makes sense. And it makes you feel good.
Yeah,
That's what
my other
music's
one
for.
is Trouble Don't Last Always. That one I wear out. I'm
Yeah.
in that choir too.
Yeah. Way
in the back.
way in the back.
Y'all, we only got Will for like 5 more minutes. So if you have questions, you better drop them in there now. Drop them in the comments. Will, I'm just curious, what has been the response since, you were actively talking about mental health and suicide prevention? Because again, Black people don't like to talk about that stuff. It's like, you don't talk about what went on in this house.
No.
You go pray. Go, you don't talk to God. So what has that response been like since you've been so vocal and open?
Well, it's been fantastic. I mean, you don't realize, and I might have said this earlier, how many people are kind of going through the same thing. Because we don't talk. We don't talk in that regard. When you ask someone how you're doing or how your family is doing, it's always that kind of like the obligatory, oh man, things are cool, man. Things are great. And then when something like this happens, then they kind of feel like, all right, well, let me tell you what I'm going through. Let me tell you what my child is going through. Let me tell you what my family member's going through.
Yeah.
And you kind of lean on each other. But once again, it is sort of in the shadows, as you said. We Black folks or people of color, we just don't talk about stuff like this. There's certain things we don't talk about, and that's one of them. Because people sort of look at you, at least you believe they will, as damn, this person had a child that was crazy, or this person knows someone that's crazy, or they're crazy. And it's like, no, there's, it's a chemical imbalance. There's, it's someone just did not go, slightly left of center. There's something wrong.
Right.
And, some of these things can be prevented with medicine or by talking with people. There's nothing wrong with having an outlet. And the one thing that the internet has done, unfortunately, is that it's made it so we don't even speak and see people.
Right.
We just don't talk anymore. We can text everybody, or, and even that's in general terms. But, the mere fact of sometimes seeing people and just, having a ladies' day, or the brothers getting together and having some fellowship and speaking about a little bit of everything. It doesn't just have to be about sports, or, it's just about life in general. And you'll come to find that, you have more things in common in regards to things like this, whether it be something you're going through in your life, whether it's something you're going through in a relationship, something you're going through with your children that are growing up. You have some common ground and common things to speak about if you speak to people who are in your same age range, and that sort of thing. So you'll find that you have more in common than you believe, and that and you can lean on those people for support, and vice versa.
Absolutely. One resource that I found was Grief Share, and you can do it virtually or in person. It's just a group that meets. It's a grief support group. 13 weeks. You get to know each other, support each other. And then by the end, you're like, well, where y'all going? I don't want y'all to leave. Like, we friends now. But it is an experience that you feel seen because other people are going through similar things or have gone through it. And so for me, that has helped, as well as music and soul rising. So let everybody know, Will. Actually, I have one more question if you have time.
Sure.
All right. Since this is Soulibration, how do you feed your soul? What is something that Will Downing does to feed his soul that's not music?
That's not music.
Yeah, because I know that's what you was gonna say.
Damn you. Damn. I like sports. Okay. I'm a sports junkie. So I love sports. And also photography as well. So that's my other outlet. So I've been doing a lot of that, both things recently.
Okay.
I'm not the athlete that I used to be. So playing is, them days are over.
You're in the back in the
yes.
in the stands.
Yes. Yes, that'll be my version of being in your choir. I'm in the back.
Okay, all right.
All right. But I love sports, and I love, 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 love photography. And I've been incorporating a lot more of that into my life again, and doing a lot more shooting and just enjoying the whole process of it. So that's my outlet. It'll save me from choking the mess out of somebody.
Yeah, go keep doing those outlets. We don't want you to go to jail. Well, Will Downing, let everybody know where they can find you, because I know, well, I'm sure they already know, but tell them anyway.
Well, they need to know. You can find me. I'm Will Downing 3 on Instagram. I'm Will Downing on Facebook. I'm Will Downing 3 on Facebook. I'm Will Downing Singer on Facebook. Just punch up Will Downing. Well, I was gonna say, if you see someone bald headed and dark skinned, it's probably me. But then again, there's a lot of fakes out there. So definitely Will Downing 3 on Instagram, Will Downing Singer on Facebook, and Will Downing on Facebook. So follow me.
And that's where they can get the album too, right? Soul
They can, get,
Rising.
they can get the album. They can come to the website and get the album. They
Okay.
can come to willdowning.com. And if they like to buy t-shirts and hats and fans and this, that, and the other, they can come to theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com and see what we got. And if you like it, I will send it to you. And then when I see you in concert, you can be wearing it proudly or waving whatever it is proudly. And we can enjoy some music and some swag, aka merchandise, together.
Yes, y'all catch him out on the road. He's touring. Thank you, Will Downing, for coming on Soulibration. This was a great Soulibration. We are, grief is just, there's hope. That's the key word, hope. I think grief changes you, but it changes you for the better.
Right.
Yeah. So you just have to find out what that better is and what your purpose is and all that stuff. But yeah, thank you for such a great conversation. And for the rest of you, you can head to blackdoctor.org for more articles on grief, suicide prevention, mental health. And I think in the newsletter today, there was an article about Will Downing. So make sure you go check that out as well.
What?
Yes, I didn't write it, but it's on there. I synced it.
I'm sure it's the best article ever.
It was great. It was really great.
Not an AI article, is it? Not an AI article.
No. No. All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining me on Soulibration. Thank you again, Will Downing, and I will see you guys next week.
See you.